Hello everyone and welcome back to Arctic Retro. In today's video I'm gonna take a look at some old PC stuff and stuff. It's IBM PS2 Model 30. And it's not only one, but it's two. So as you can see, there's one complete machine here. It's a little bit dirty, it's missing some screws, but it says OK. So it should be working. And then below here it's actually a parts machine. It's missing some vital parts, I'm not sure what. And I got both of this as a donation from Robert in Sweden, and I'm very grateful for that. I don't have a lot of old PCs from the 80s here, so this is going to be interesting. I haven't done a lot of work with that kind of machines either, so I want to learn more. I'm not gonna give you a lot of facts about this machine other than it was the first line of the PS2 personal computers from IBM, and it was released in 1987. There's also a Model 30 286 variant, and I don't know what these machines are, if they are the 286 or the 8086 based variants. And it should have 640 kilobytes of RAM if it's not upgraded, and a 270K floppy disk drive. Yeah, so in this video I'm gonna do some exploration, just test it out if I can get this to work, and clean it up, do a little bit of restoration work. I haven't opened it yet, so I don't know what is inside at all. I haven't poured it on, so I'm not sure if it's working other than it says OK here. This video is sponsored by PCBWay, and I just want to thank them for a great cooperation and for their support. They make prototype PCBs of very good quality, and they also do 3D printing, and they actually helped me with printing this case for this beautiful 1581 floppy disk drive replica. And they also produced and provided me with this PCB for the 1581 floppy disk drive. Even if you don't design the PCBs yourself, you can visit PCBWay's shared project site, and here you can find a lot of ready-made designs which you can just order directly from their website. And right now they have started with the PCBWay 7th project design contest, where you can participate with your designs and win great prizes. So please check out PCBWay for all your hobbyist project needs. The machines are supposed to have a hard drive, and at least this one has a hard drive here. I'm gonna start a little bit exploring now, but first let's take a look at the one that's supposed to be working. So it's missing the screws for the panel. So should be easy to take it out. If it's missing all the screws, I'm not really sure. Should be easy, right? Well, I think this is how you do it. Yeah, with a little swearing, I figured it out. You just pull it straight up. So this does not look bad at all. It looks quite clean. A little bit of dust. Yes, and it's the same arrangement. It has a hard drive, and what does it say? It says IBM, of course, model WDI 325Q. It says here floppy disk drive, and it's written here recap 2024 OK. So I guess Robert has been doing some work with this. Yeah, let's take a look. How does it look? There's some corrosion, rust there. Need to fix that. Yeah, and it says down here CPU 8086, so it's not 286 then. Yeah, the power supply looks alright. It's 70.7 watts, and yeah, nothing much to say about that. So it's marked here 4887. I guess that's week 48, 1987. Alright, it looks alright inside. I see no reason why I shouldn't turn this on right now and test it. Yeah, this is the arrangement for the power switch. A long rod goes back to the switch there. So no electronic switch here. You can lock the machine and then it disables it with this switch here. Unfortunately, I don't have a period correct monitor for this, but my TV has a VGA input, so I can just hook that up instead. Just regular IEC power input. You know, back in the day when I was a young guy, I had the small 8-bit microcomputers like the Commodore 64, and then I moved on to the Amiga 500. I didn't start using PCs until, I think 1990 or 1991. Then I bought a 386 computer. Let's turn this to VGA and put some power to it. Yeah, it's noisy, alright. Fans spinning. I hear a hard drive spinning. I heard 2 beeps, but nothing on the screen. TV says no signal. Oh, now it comes with a with a picture. Keyboard error. Alright, yeah, obviously there's no keyboard for this. And I don't have a period correct keyboard either. I wish I had the original IBM keyboard for this. So that's on my wish list. Okay, so we see it has the original 640 kilobytes of RAM and it's okay. I found this keyboard and it might be from the correct era as well. This is a CNET branded keyboard, and CNET was a Norwegian PC manufacturer back in the day. I think it was one of the most well-known PC brands in Norway. And this should work, hopefully. Let's see now. Yes, it detected the keyboard, all right. Oh, it's a Swedish DOS version. It says that the date is 2045. Let's set that to 03/2024. And time now is 1854. Yeah, it has the IBM personal DOS. So it's not MS-DOS 3.3. Let's see what's on there. There's nothing on the hard drive, and seems to be 16 megabytes free. So that's not a lot. So this is of course a Swedish version, and everything you see on the screen is Swedish language. Sorry about that, but yeah, we're in the Nordics now. I found a file called start.txt, and it actually says Björknes School in Boden, and that's where Robert lives. So this machine comes from one of the schools there. I'm sorry, it's a little bit messy here, and this computer is a little bit too big for my bench, but yeah, let's see if we can format a floppy disk. A:, if I remember correctly. Okay. I heard the floppy disk drive clicked and activated, but doesn't seem to like this diskette. Yeah, it says drive not ready. Nothing happens. So it looked like the floppy cable was not fully inserted, so I push it further in, and now it says that it's illegal medium or track 0 defect. Trying to read an old PC floppy also seemed to fail. Well, that's the first fault then. Maybe I'm just going to try and clean up a little bit on the contacts. Just do the easy things first. A little bit of contact cleaner, well, if I can reach. Nope, not able to use the floppy disk drive. I tried several different floppies and none of them works. It does detect write protected, so it's working somewhat, but cannot do anything to the actual floppy. So to be able to configure machines like this, you need some tools. There's no BIOS thing you can go into when you start up the machine, so you need the correct tools for this machine to configure it, and I don't have any of those sorts of things. So I was thinking maybe, okay, I'm gonna hook up a gotek drive then, see if I can download some tools, see if I can load something onto this and maybe upgrade it to MS-DOS. Alright, so I got the gotek here with the flash floppy firmware, and yeah, I think it's I think it's supposed to be working with old PCs like XT machines. Anyway, I'm gonna find some images to load onto this USB stick and see if I can hook this up. I need to configure it for PC. That's the file, config file on the memory stick. Yeah, and there's a lot of good comments here, and it says here you need to set interface to IBM PC. And for the host, it says unspecified common default geometries is including IBM PC. Okay, so I think that's correct then. And I also need to find power, because this floppy disk drive doesn't have a separate power. Yeah, that fits. Oh, this is not the same type of cable. This is for hard drive, but this PC uses this type of cable for the floppy. That's a problem. So I need to look at some videos or something to figure out this. Yes, so this machine uses a 40-pin connector for the floppy disk drive, and yeah, you need an adapter over to 34 pins, and the pinout is almost the same if I just plug it like this. However, it doesn't fit, so I need to cut a little bit, and there's also some issues with there's some power lines here that powers the floppy disk drive, 5 and 12 volts, and you need to disable that unless you want to damage your gotek, or if you use a 1.44 megabyte floppy disk drive, and that's not what we're gonna do here, but I need to get this gotek running. So let's see if I can find some information about that. Yeah, I found a page here called the IBM PS1 resource, and it talks about connecting some PS1, but it also applies to the PS2 line as well, as it says here. And here's the table: standard PC floppy versus PS1 floppy pinout comparison. But there's a lot of more explanation here. I'll go through this and see if I can figure it out. So, as I understand it, we need to cut pin 6, which has 12 volts, and pin 4, which has 5 volts on the PS2, is actually drive type 1, and that needs to be routed to ground, according to the text further down here. And yes, it's a Friday evening, so it's allowed to have a beer when working. Alright, so I need to figure out what's the pin 3, 4 and 6, and on these connectors you see the red one is pin 1, and pin 1 starts there, and there's the odd pins all the way here, 1, 3, 5, 7 and so on, and the even pins on this row here, 2, 4, 6. So to make sure I'm not confused here with the pins, I actually wanted to measure 12 volts on pin 6, but yeah, there's nothing. I have ground and pin 6. I have ground and pin 6, but there's no 12 volts. Let's try the 5 volts. So I couldn't find either 5 or 12 volts on pin 3 and 6 on this connector, so I think that the page I found is not correct. However, here on pin 37, 36 there's 5 volt, and pin 39 and 40 there's actually 12 volts. You see, there's 12 volts there, and that should go nicely into the gotek without exposing it for the voltages. Would be safe then, I guess. So I think there's actually not more to it than to connect the cable. I mean, that pin 4 supposed to set drive type, but supposed to be grounded as I understand it, but I don't think that's necessary. So just cut a little bit of the edge of the connector and inserted it into the gotek. Let's actually see if it powers on and reads from the disk, or if it's gonna damage my gotek. Okay, let's observe the gotek. Does it read anything? I mean, it should boot from the floppy. Yes, you look at that. It read the disk. Yes, it's reading from the gotek. It's counting up the tracks. Yes. So I added the starter disk for the IBM PS2 Model 30 to this gotek drive, and it actually booted. Yeah, so that wasn't that hard after all. So here you can learn about the system and the different services. System checkout, format diskette, copy diskette, prepare system for moving. Yeah, okay. Let's try number 2 then. Alright, so what do we have here? Yeah, I'm not gonna format or copy any disk, so let's check 0 then. Yeah, that wasn't much. System unit, keyboard, display, diskette, parallel port, serial port, and 1 fixed disk drives. Yes, that's correct. It runs some kind of tests. It asks me the shape of the enter key. Well, it's number 2. Does it matter? So now you can test the keyboard, it seems like. Yeah. Alright, so there's some display tests. The screen is correct. Yes. Characters? Yes. 80 characters? Yes. 40 characters? Yes. Graphics, box green, red, yellow on blue, yes. Looks nice. Yeah, some other colors. Blue, magenta, gray on red. I know it's 320 by 200, different colored bars. Yeah, that's correct. Yes. Agree. Okay, so now it's gonna format the diskette. I don't want to do that. It's the gotek drive. I need to change the floppy image then, and then I need a blank floppy disk image on it, which I don't have. So I'm just gonna stop this now. I changed to disk image number 1 and then start the machine again. This is the advanced diagnostics for this machine. Yeah, this actually looks like the same, but it went directly to the diagnostics. Alright, I found an image with some old PC XT games. Let's see if we can run some of those. Yeah, here we have it. IBM Alley Cat. This was actually a boot disk. Alright, cool. Pirated by Pirates Inc. No joystick. I want to be a kitten. Okay. Oops. The gotek fell down. Alright, yeah, so that worked. Nice. Yeah, it's fun with games, but now I want to install... Oh, that was... that was low. No, I want to install MS-DOS. I found some MS-DOS images at archive.org. Let's see now. This is 1.44 megabyte images. Seems like this machine supports it. A colon. No, it's faulting. No, it doesn't read the 144 megabyte images. The other ones were 720K, so yeah, but I think that's what the pin 4 is for. If you want to support 1.44 megabyte floppy disk drives, you have to do something with pin 4. I mean, ground it. So how do we fix that? I mean, I don't want to cut the pin on the gotek, but it needs to be grounded. So pin 4 is this one. Maybe better to just cut the wire. This is pin 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's pin 4 then. If that page is correct, I'm not really sure. Cut that and find some way to ground it. I mean, the computer side should be grounded because it doesn't recognize the signal from the gotek and it thinks it's a 525 floppy disk drive. So we have exposed the wire here. This is very temporary. I'm sure there's some adapters or something you can use. Just gonna splice a little wire here. And then this one should go to ground, which obviously we have here on the minus. Yeah, I think that's hooked up all right. So let's see now. Turn this on. Flash floppy gotek drive starts. Turn on the computer. No, I need to insert the cable, obviously. Try again. And obviously need the USB drive in. Sometimes it presents a yellow screen when I turn on the machine. Let's see now if it boots into the MS-DOS setup. Yeah, the gotek is reacting. It's counting tracks. Okay, now it says non-system disk or disk error. So it won't boot from it. Oh, I think I had the wrong image selected. No, yeah, I had. It was number 3, but that's actually number 2. It's starting from 0. So yeah, it works. Starting MS-DOS. Cool. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so setup MS-DOS. It says it's already running a version. I need to upgrade. All right. Okay, let's format C:. Yes. Yeah, 20.27 megabytes. Seems like it's struggling a little bit to format. It's trying to recover allocation unit. Whoa, that formatting took its time. It took several hours. I had to go to bed and it's now the next morning, so finally it finished. Now let's install MS-DOS, see if that works. Oh wow, it's there's 4.6 megabytes of bad sectors on this disk. Now with so many faulty blocks on that hard drive, I think I'll try the other one from the other machine, but still I'm gonna try see if I can install MS-DOS now. There won't be a lot of room left on it, but yeah, do it anyway. And I have a Norwegian keyboard. Yeah, and the time is obviously all wrong. I'll see if there's a battery here I need to replace maybe. All right, I'll let it install and then I'll be back. Well, that took its time. I think it took like half an hour. So that's how it is with these old computers. Everything runs very slowly, but it's finally installed. There's probably no need to install MS-DOS 6 because it has a lot of features that doesn't work on this computer, like a memory manager and stuff like that. So yeah, but it's fun anyway to try. Sorry about filming the monitor. I don't have any way to capture this, I think. Well, it started and it's installed, so that worked. Not much you can do here, but yeah, it's those. So after installing MS-DOS, and it also had a bunch of bad blocks, only 10 megabytes free. Alright, the next thing I want to do with this machine is to take it apart, remove the hard drive and the floppy drive and everything, and take a look at the motherboard, clean it up a little bit. It's a bit dirty and dusty, I think. And see if I can figure out what holds the time on this. But how do you remove these things? I don't see any screws or anything. It just sits in this plastic bay here. Do I need to remove the front? Not really sure. I think I need to do a little bit of research to figure out. If I want to remove the front, there's some clips on the inside, but to be able to remove that, you actually need to come under the drives, and that's not possible. So I need to remove the drives first then, I think. So I watched an old LGR video and it gave me some clues. You're supposed to just pop out the front. There's just some clips there. Yeah, and then there's some mechanism here to pop out the floppy disk drive. That's nifty. I think I need to take a look at that floppy drive. Even if it says it was recapped, it still doesn't work. So same with this hard drive slot. Yeah, it's a little bit more stuck in there, I think. Maybe I need to remove the connector first. No, I don't want to move. Yeah, I see there's a clip there. It's hard to show you, but that needs to come out. Yeah, that's the one. Now it can be removed easily. Now to remove the whole front assembly, I simply think I need to unlock those clips, and yeah, you need just to squeeze them and pull. Yeah, see if I can use this long pliers here. Yeah, that's loose. But how about under here? How the heck am I gonna reach those? Yeah, it's not easy. No, I simply don't see any way where I can reach the clips on the inside here. There's no way to come underneath. Yeah, and LGR's video, he doesn't really show how he did it, but he managed to do it. Besides, there's one screw there, and that needs to come off. Maybe that makes it easier. Oh my god. Isn't there a dedicated tool for this? I'm not able to get this anymore loose. There's one clip there. Oh, yeah. There's one clip way down there. I don't have any tool that can reach. I think all is loose except the one under here, and if I use a long, a screwdriver just to try and push it on one side, maybe it comes loose. No. Thing is, you need to push from both sides. Now I really want to talk to the person that designed this. I finally managed to loosen all the clips around, but there was still an issue, and these are also clipped in, and you need to remove this grey plastic before you pull out the front. Because this needs to come up, it can't go forward. Yes, so that cleared up things. Yeah, and the battery, it's actually here on this Razer card, and yeah, it's not there anymore, so been removed before. I'm not sure if I can replace it with a coin cell or anything, and check that out a little bit later. Alright, so I'm just going to take the plastics and clean them up a little bit, and also the case was quite dirty, black marks. I'll do that off cam, and then I'll be back and maybe take a look at the battery situation. So the actual computer case is full of dust. I just need to remove the motherboard and yeah, maybe take a look at the power supply, see if there's any refuzz in there. First just gonna take off this bracket here. Okay, you want to be difficult. And the riser card. Not often you see flat head screws, but on this one there is. And also I need to take off the screws holding the ports. There's two here as well. Now the motherboard should be all loose. No, there's even a fifth screw. What the heck? I'm obviously blind. See if I can wiggle this out. So this PCB actually looks kind of modern for its age. It's black and yeah, it looks alright. Lots of SMD components and lots of chips directly soldered to the board. Not that easy if you need to fix anything. Backside. Yeah, looks very nice. There's a long scratch going all the way here. But it's not deep at all. So not very dirty, just dusty. Just gonna brush off some of the dust and use a little bit compressed air. Yes, and as usual there's some hidden trick to get things loose. The power supply. I took out the screws, but still won't move. Yeah, there's some metal tabs on the back side. I just had to use a little force this way and then it came loose. But is it possible to open? Seems like it has some sealed screws. At the back piece here you can see some starting corrosion, rust. So I need to remove that. Just I think I just use a little metal brush and then a little bit of WD-40 onto that. But still it could use a little bit of WD-40 just to protect it. Just a thin layer. There's a little rust on the power supply as well. Okay, opening the power supply, I decided not to do it. The power supply works fine as it is. The screws are all gummed up with this red hard lacquer. I tried to remove it, but I simply wasn't able to remove it, and it's some Torx security screws. I actually tried to loosen them with this tool and I simply can't do it. I can feel it slips, so I don't want to break the screws or I have to cut them with my Dremel. So I decided to leave it, and if sometimes in the future something happens with it, then I can look at it. Seems to be quite clean. There's a little bit of dust in the fan. I tried to remove that. Noise coming up. So next thing I want to do is to install a new battery, and the old battery, the original one, is a 3 volts battery, and it's marked with plus here, so I guess that's correct. I'm gonna use a little coin cell like this instead. It's a CR2032, 3 volts. So I was thinking just solder a couple of wires directly on the battery. I'm not sure if that really works, if it's possible to solder on this. Maybe not. Let's try. Maybe this surface won't take any solder. Add a little bit flux. Not heat it too long because it might not like it. And pre-tin the wire. Yeah, seems to be stuck there. How about the backside? I'm gonna scratch it up a little bit with a fiberglass pen. Oh, that seems to be more difficult. Yeah, it seems to be stuck on both sides now. Anyway, I'm going to use some heat shrink over this so they will hold themselves into place. Alright, next, just gonna solder this battery into its place. It seems like the previous battery was just cut off. Add a little fresh solder. Maybe there was a little bit of corrosion. Now the battery, I'm gonna secure it with some hot glue. Obviously I should have made the wires a little bit shorter, but yeah, this is okay. Yeah, that stays there. Not pretty, but yeah, that's alright. Alrighty, the machine is partly assembled now, and I took out the hard drive and the floppy disk drive from the other machine, and it says on the label on the machine that the hard drive is okay, but this one has the floppy drive has question mark on it, so unsure about that. But anyway, I'm more interested in seeing if this hard drive is in a little bit better condition. Alright, let's see now if this works any better. This hard drive does make a little bit of a metallic squeaking sound sometimes. Doesn't sound very pleasant. And also we can test if the battery works for the clock. Well, booting from the hard drive, it says error while starting DOS. Doesn't look promising. Let's listen to that sound. There you go. Squeaky, squeaky, high pitched. Nope, it does not boot. Just makes weird noises. Well, now this came. But I don't have any 720K formatted DOS disks. Okay, in with the first hard drive, at least we can boot and see if we can format a disk. First, let's set the date. Invalid date, okay. Invalid date, okay, let's try. Let's say 99 then. Yeah, that worked. So this one doesn't accept 2024, 27, which is correct. How about formatting a disk? A colon F size, yes. Sorry, you can't see this. Colon 720. Okay. Yeah, it starts. No. Invalid media or track 0 bad. Disk unusable. Let's try another one. This is the third I try. Nope. So then we have two bad floppy disk drives. Now I'm actually formatting a floppy disk from a modern Windows machine. You can do that from command prompt. And I have a USB floppy disk drive that I can use. While we wait for that, let's see if it keeps the clock. No, it still says set date and time. Date. Nope, it was not saved. The disk is formatted and I copied one text file to it. Let's see if it's possible to enter a colon. It activates. Yeah, look at that. That was strange. So that's the file. Huh. So it works, but it can't format. Let's try now. Let's see. Colon F720. Yeah, now it formats. Strange. But seems like it's struggling. It's knocking a lot. Maybe there's some misalignment. I mean, some parts of the disk it doesn't make that noise. So, but sometimes it stops and retries a lot. That was kind of strange. It couldn't format it first, but maybe now that it has had power for a while, it's actually heating up or reforming some capacitors. But definitely this is not correct. It shouldn't struggle that much, even if it completed. Yes, as you can see, it came out with a lot of bad sectors. Almost 164 kilobytes of bad sectors. Yeah, when you format, you can copy system files with the /s. Let's try the quick format then. And /s. Yeah, now it fails completely. It won't even format again. So I bought the clock battery. I mean, it's a brand new battery, so it should have power. Let's measure. Yeah, 3.2 volts. But I was thinking maybe there was some damaged trace or something. It might have had a little leakage or something. Need to check where that clock voltage is going. See if I find some schematics. See if it actually goes where it should. I found the schematics and it says that the VBAT, the battery plus, should go to pin 39 on the bus connector here, and yeah, there is 3.2 volts. So no connection issue there. Maybe then the real-time clock chip or anything like that is not working. Yeah, this is strange. I inserted the first floppy disk drive again, and yeah, it formats completely normal, no issues there. So I guess formatting from MS-DOS works better, and now it's copying the system files. So I don't know what's up with this. No bad blocks. So now I can boot from that floppy and try the faulty hard disk and see if we can format that. Then maybe I have a working combination for this. Squeaky hard disk is in again. Let's see now if it boots from the floppy and we can issue format command. Now for the set date and time I did a little research, and it seems that you actually need to use the IBM reference floppy disk to do that. Doing it from MS-DOS does not save it to the CMOS. Well, even if it wouldn't boot from the hard drive, it actually shows the contents of it. There are some files. Actually says the volume label is Björknes, which is that school, and it has 14 megabytes free. So it doesn't look to be any particular interesting stuff there. WordPerfect. Let's see if that works. But it seems to struggle data error reading drive C. So yeah, just gonna try and format that too. Format C colon then. And now the keyboard is wrong again. / where are you? Well, let's see how many bad blocks this one has. Okay, bad command or file name. Yeah, obviously I need the format command itself. So now I copied a couple of more tools from MS-DOS over to the floppy disk. So let's see with check disk if it can check this disk. If I remember correctly, this should actually be able to correct faults as well. So that could not be done. File allocation table bad. Alright, I think this disk is toast. Let's just format it then. So I don't want unformat information. You can probably turn that off. But now that it started, you're probably gonna use a long time for that. It failed on that, but you can still proceed with the format. Okay, it's simply not able to format it. Disk unusable. Let's see the partition information then. What if we create a new partition? It actually wants me to enter the current volume label, but that's simply not possible. It's Swedish characters. I have no idea how to type those on this keyboard now. It's in United States keyboard mode. If you have any ideas for trying to revive this hard drive, then give me some hints in the comments. Could it help to do some recapping or anything like that? Or do you think the actual drive is dead? Alright, so I think I'm gonna wrap it up for this video. I made my goal to test out this machine, clean it up a little bit, and yeah, see what worked. We have a working floppy disk drive. We have a semi-working hard drive with lots of bad blocks. Anyway, I was thinking about getting an XT IDE for this. I don't have such a modern device. Now let's hook up the gotek, see if that clock actually is saved, if that battery fixed anything. Here's the set time and date. Current time is 003. Okay, it's 2057. Date 24. Okay, that was it. Let's try once more. 2057, 8:10:24. I turned off the machine, turn it on, yellow screen. So now it doesn't yell about time and date. Did it keep it? Yes, it did. The time passed. And the date is the same. Yeah, so that worked. Nice, nothing wrong there. Just MS-DOS couldn't set it. Yes, no booting from the floppy works every time, and it actually remembered the date. Sometimes when I start this machine, it actually runs very slow. It's like 1/20th of the original speed. Typing is incredibly slow. So I think there's something wrong with this machine, some intermittent fault. But I'm not going to investigate that in this video for sure. Yeah, just copying some other driver files to the floppy disk. The cabinet was missing the screws, but I found some that seems to fit perfectly. I guess the original were black, but these looks nice too. As a last step here, I thought I'll check it just to run some diagnostics. Okay, it seems like I downloaded the German version. I know a little bit of German, but I know this is the memory test. Or check, you can run a test. Yeah, that seemed to pass. And this is the CPU speed, I think. So it's around 2.33 times faster than an original IBM PC XT. I don't want to test the hard drive because it's not in that good condition. But everything seems to be functioning. Alright, I finished with testing this machine, and yeah, it cleaned up very nicely. Now it looks like a very nice IBM PS2. All the scratches are gone. There's one deeper scratch there that can't be removed. Maybe this one can be removed. But yeah, all in all, machine works fine. In a later video, I think I'm gonna check out what's wrong with that other floppy disk drive. I'll see about that. And at the same time, maybe test some modern upgrades to this. Alright everyone, I just want to thank you for watching. Always fun to explore these old machines and see that they still work. So, I just wish you a very nice week further on, and thanks for all the subscriptions, likes, and special thanks to my patrons and members. See you next time. Bye bye.